Vook E Trike. At first glance, it can be confusing to make out what the Vook E Trike actually is. Is it an e-bike? An electric trike? Or is it some sort of go-kart? I guess you could say it's all three of these things combined. Up front, it gets a wheel that looks like it came from a bicycle. The rider also controls the trike with regular handlebars. It's when we look at the back that things get rather interesting. The two rear wheels of the Vook E Trike are tiny in comparison to the front wheels, and according to the manufacturer, are puncture-proof. On the technology side of the equation, the Vook E Trike packs quite a lot of punch. With a nominal power output of 3,000 watts and a peak output of 6,000 watts, the E-Trike boasts a whopping 145 Nm, or about 101 pound-feet of torque. Top speed is a speedy 40 miles per hour, but the trike is equipped with multiple ride modes that set different limits to the top speed. For instance, in safe mode, it's limited to 11 miles per hour, while eco mode bumps this up to 15.6 miles per hour, and sport mode unlocks 20 miles per hour. It's only in boost mode that the top speed is set at 40 miles per hour. Surely, this level of performance would mean that the Vook E Trike isn't street legal, and therefore suited only for recreational use off the AccuVein 500. AccuVein's vein visualization technology projects a vivid map on the skin detailing underlying superficial veins, bifurcations and intraluminal valves, often invisible to the naked eye. AccuVein is a global leader in medical imaging solutions. Vein illumination with our breakthrough device allows healthcare professionals to see a map of peripheral veins on the skin surface with the goal of improving venipuncture, the most commonly performed invasive medical procedure, and other vascular access procedures. Vein visualization, also known as vein illumination, uses near-infrared (NIR) imaging for detecting veins. The AccuVein AV500 employs two safe barcode scanner class lasers that work in tandem to provide a real-time image of the subcutaneous vasculature up to 10 mm deep. The green vein projection shows veins in as both dark lines on a bright background or as light lines on a dark background, inverse mode. The AV500 has a unique laser camera projector that enables its small, handheld design and always-in-focus projection. It also allows for permanent alignment. All other projection vein systems require preventive maintenance to ensure that they stay in alignment. Best of all, the AV500 uses a low-power Class 1 laser ensuring eye safety without requiring any special protective gear. AccuVein's success comes from its market-leading vein imaging combined with an intuitive, simple user experience. We've upgraded the AccuVein AV500 with a simplified display. Motoria 2. What will human e-machine interfaces actually be like in the future? Apparently, this is the question that Yamaha were attempting to answer when they came up with Motoroid 2. In rather plainer engineering terms, it looks to advance the idea of the original Motoroid from 2017, that of the self-balancing electric motorbike. Yamaha wax almost metaphysical in explaining their design philosophy of Jinky Kano that broadly speaking seeks to provide a riding experience where the rider feels at one with the machine. In the case of the Motoroid 2, this means a chassis that allows the rear half to tilt, the front thereby steering itself, hence the handlebarless design. Yamaha are also talking about the Motoroid 2 as a vehicle that can recognize its owner, get up off its kickstand, and move alongside its rider, but also has a distinctly lifelike feel when somebody is riding on its back and has a presence more like a lifetime companion. Of course, it wouldn't be a futuristic concept vehicle without some baffling sounding acronyms, as Yamaha tell us the Motoria 2 also has an active mass center control system, AMCS, for attitude sensing and self-balancing, as well as the image recognition AI system for recognizing and reacting to the owner's face and gestures. In addition to a tightening rear end and myriad sensors, actuators, and haptic devices, the Motoroid 2 appears to incorporate a bizarre tilting wing-like structure whose purpose is never revealed. Whilst it might be tempting to dismiss all this as an attempt to get some column inches for the company alongside some strikingly confounding imagery, the idea of the self-balancing two-wheeler is one that keeps recurring and gets a lot of interest in many quarters. Fourier GR-1. Chinese company Fourier Intelligence says it plans to manufacture 100 of its GR-1 general-purpose humanoid robots by the end of 2023, making the remarkable promise that they'll be able to carry nearly their own weight. They also have a unique focus. Fourier seems to specialize mainly in rehabilitation technologies. Its Rehab Hub platform offers a series of integrated physical therapy devices for treating various issues, from wrist strength games to hand and finger grip training, all the way up to lower body exoskeletons for training people to walk, sit, stand, balance, and climb stairs. As such, the GR-1 humanoid project, launched back in 2019, might seem a little out of left field. But on the other hand, a lower body physical therapy exoskeleton probably uses a lot of the same hardware and needs to solve a lot of the same problems as a robot's legs. Not to mention, China faces a brutally challenging future. Just look at its population pyramid as compared with the global average. Like Japan, it's looking at a near future where there are a lot more old people to support than there are young people to do the work. Of course, young people won't have to do so much work if robots are ready to take over a lot of it. And that's what makes the GR-1 such an interesting take on the humanoid robot. Fourier is treating this as a general-purpose robot, similar to the kinds of things Tesla, Figure, and others are working on. But it's also clearly looking to caregiving and physical therapy assistance as some of its early use cases. Hence, perhaps, the purple bits around the robot's hips in these renders, clearly designed at least to look like the kinds of grip handles you'd find on all sorts of devices in a rehab center.
JEDSY. Swiss drone delivery company JEDSY is small compared to the rapidly scaling sector giants like Zipline, Drone Up, Wing, or Flightrex, but the little UAV that could has developed interesting and unorthodox aerial and docking tech that's attracting new clients. JEDSY is an outside-of-the-box startup and drone delivery innovator. For starters, it was founded in 2021 by triple aerobatic helicopter world champion Mako Cecina and the somewhat more conventional aerospace engineer Herbert Weyerother. Both are committed to bettering larger rivals in UAV transport services by developing superior tech for healthcare, emergency responder, and urgent payload clients. Their path to that goal is creating hardware capable of withstanding the harsh conditions aircraft and associated gear are subjected to while operating in Switzerland's higher altitude settings. Their first move in that was producing what they dubbed the JEDSY Glider, a vertical takeoff and landing delivery drone whose fixed-wing conception provides it a maximum 120 km flight range and up to 75 minutes of battery life at top altitudes of 2,428 meters. The craft sports 5 different situational awareness sensors that facilitate autonomous missions, including a LiDAR ground altimeter. Though the UAV is capable of ground landings and parachute drops of payload, it reflects the company's inventive thinking in its use of a surprising yet effective docking and recharging solution. That mechanism is what JEDSY calls its mailbox, and it looks like a car's bike rack installed beneath the window of a client's building.
Multi-Modal Mobility M4. Caltech has a new RC car-sized robot that can change its shape to drive, fly, and walk to meet the needs of the moment. In its press release, the university compares the M short for Multi-Modal Mobility Morphobot, which sounds like a rejected pitch for a 90s kids show, to a transformer, and it's not too far from the truth. The robot is packed with electronics, motors, and a small computer that lets it decide what form it should take to get around. The team that made it gave the M for large wheels that can, in seconds, swing up to become something more akin to a drone's rotors and fly. It can also use its rotors to help it up a steep slope while the back wheels drive it forward from the ground, as described in a paper in Nature Communications. Alternatively, if the robot needs to get across a particularly rough patch of ground or needs a better view of what's ahead, it can stand up on 2.
VENTURI Wheel. Engineers, chemists, and physicists at VENTURI Lab in Switzerland created the hyperdeformable lunar wheel, which was revealed today, June 19, 2023, at the Paris Air Show. The wheel will be used on VENTURI Astrolab's Flex rover, a spacecraft that will be transported to the Moon in 2026 by SpaceX's Starship rocket. From 2026, when the Flex rover is put into service at the lunar South Pole, where extreme temperatures, -90 to -230 degrees Celsius, prevail, the 4 wheels supporting the 2-ton vehicle, including payload, will warp to absorb ground irregularities as the Flex travels at 20 kilometers per hour. The wheels will need to perform over at least 1,000 kilometers and resist strong radiation from the South Pole. The company said that 192 cables connect the inner circumference of the wheel to springs arranged along the large ring. The bottom cables expand to allow the flexible tire tread to hug the surface, while the upper cables stretch beyond their initial position thanks to
Varjo XR-4. Experience a new dimension of immersion. A massively expanded field of view, spanning 120 degrees x 105 degrees, breaks into the revered standard of full binocular vision, introducing a captivating new sense of depth to XR experiences. Varjo XR-4 series have the highest resolution XR headset displays ever made. Custom full-dome aspheric lenses showcase 28 million pixels of pure visual fidelity with industrial-grade color accuracy, 200 nits of brightness, and local dimming for striking contrast. Varjo XR-4 series headsets now boast dual, ultra-low latency, 20-megapixel front-mounted cameras to once again build the industry's best mixed reality experience, and the XR-4 Focal Edition takes it to the next level. By reaching an unprecedented 51 ppd in pass-through, and introducing the world's first XR gaze-driven autofocus camera system, human vision is not just mimicked, it is replicated. Break free from the constraints of standalone headsets. The XR-4 series works in tandem with workstations that tap into the power of NVIDIA GPUs to support completely unrestricted and upgradable performance in professional 3D platforms and software, including NVIDIA Omniverse, Unreal Engine, OpenXR, Autodesk VRED, Unity, and Prepar 3D among hundreds of others.